Greetings, chat. Thank you for showing up. My goodness, with a title like this, I'm in a pickle. I don't know what should I actually discuss about the issue because it's going to take what 3 minutes, 4 minutes to discuss it. So if I start talking about it now, then everyone that joins 20 minutes in, they're going to be like, "V, when are you going to talk about it?" And I'm like, well, I already talked about it. If I talk it later, then people are like, well, V, oh, you're clickbaiting. You know what? Fuck it. I'll probably talk about it now. I'll talk about why I chose this really weird and some may say clickbaity title, but it's not clickbaity. It's the truth. It's the truth. And it may actually influence the way YouTube works to a way that I don't even think it's going to necessarily be pleasant. So they added this new thing in the YouTube community tab, right? Let me show you how it looks like. So when you're a YouTuber, you get, you know, your channel content in your YouTube studio, and if you click on videos, you get to see like all of your videos. If you click on shorts, you get to see all of your shorts. If you want to create a live stream, you click on this, right? So like each one of them has a specific meaning. But they added this interesting one, right? Inspiration. Inspiration. Like that's it's fascinating. Like what is inspiration? And apparently it uses Google Gemini, right? So like they integrated Google's AI into YouTube's system. Again, like this is something for creators. Like you guys probably don't even know it exists. And apparently like what should I have for inspiration? And it says how Arch's views affect Lumi's self-esteem. Lumi's journey through the world of social media is explored. The impact of Arch's views on Lumi's self-esteem is analyzed, highlighting the complex relationship between online blah blah blah. Basically, what the AI does is it follows the channels that you guys also watch, right? So like they noticed a lot of people who watch the Archcast also watch my channel, so there's audience overlap. It listens to every single one of Arch's videos. Like, it knows what's going on. It knows the chat. Like, they probably know that Arch discussed Lumi's self-esteem, right? And so now it's suggesting to me that I covered this topic. And as you can see, like, there's other topics. Is V reacting to comments more now? Analyzing the friend zone trope in media. It also tells you, like, how likely that these topics will be successful or not. Now here's the thing, being a content creator, like, this is one of the most difficult aspects of the job. Figuring out what topic you're supposed to talk about. This is one of the most difficult because you gotta, you know, go online, find research, discover things to talk about, consider, is my audience going to like this or not? You're supposed to experiment. But this one just, like, spoon feeds you. Right? And every content creator now has this. Like, every single person on YouTube now has access to this. Will it change the platform? I don't fucking know yet. I don't know, like, if people are actually going to use this. It's definitely going to become, not necessarily, like, sanitized, but if you use ChatGPT a lot, you kind of get the vibe, like, okay, this is ChatGPT, right? Like, it kind of destroys creativity in a way. Because you kind of know how ChatGPT talks, you kind of get the jokes that it's doing, you can't, right? Like, if you use it a lot. And I think, like, this is just going to sanitize the platform in a way. It's going to corporatize the platform. If a lot of people use this feature, because, again, it's so fucking easy, right? Like, you just copy the thumbnail from here, you use this thumbnail, bada bing, bada boom, and you now have an AI that can literally, like spark an idea, and it will actually tell you about Lumi and blah, blah, blah. And then you have like a script that you talk about the script. I think like this is going to stifle creativity. You know, like for instance, the AI will never come up with the topic like Nyan Cat. You guys remember that? Like that was a meme. It came out of nowhere. Like you got a cat going nya 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 nya. Like just. For some reason, it should not work. Like, that was the most annoying thing ever. Should never have gotten more than 10 views. And yet it became a world phenomenon. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? And, like, that's part of human creativity, ingenuity. Like, it's not necessarily, like, high art. It's not... But like the very fact it's a success story, like someone made an animation, did nya 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 nya, and it managed to get like millions of views. Like that's the phenomenon, and we're not going to get that again, right? That's the problem. I think like this may actually cause a little bit of stagnation. Unless, you know, like a 10% of creators, like some creators that just flat out refuse to use this and they remain creative, like trying to experiment new things. And, you know, they manage to accidentally start something. But, like, here's the thing. What if, and this is like my concern. Now, this is my live stream channel, but like, let's say I'm talking about of my lack of entertainment channel. What if the AI just like suggests to me 4 different topics? Talk about the death of the video game industry. Talk about Disney's new marketing decision. Talk about Chinese censorship on anime. These are the topics that I actually have, not the ones that the AI gave. But like, let's assume that the AI would have given me these topics, right? What happens if I, you know, like, give it a shot? It's like, okay, well, they say that the audience is really interested in this topic. And I actually do that, right? And I notice a huge increase in views. And then I try to do my way, you know? I try to just make the topic that I think is popular. And I talk about something that I care about. And I notice a huge decrease in views. Like, put yourself into the shoes of the content creator, right? Like, you're just a guy in your bedroom and you have to figure out what the public wants. And here you have this AI, and if you follow it, you actually get a lot of views, which, again, like, it's a job, right? Like, if you're entertaining more people, you're being successful. That's the whole point. Like, if you're not trying to entertain people, you just talk to the walls. And so, like, if you want to be successful, right, you want your videos to be heard by people, like, obviously, out of, like, 25 things you can talk about, and you can only talk about 2, you're going to pick the ones that are more interesting to your audience. And, like, if the AI actually gets what your audience wants, that really stifles creativity. Like, that's going to be a crutch. Like, what's the point in risking about what you think and what you want to talk about if, like, you do that and you get, like, 50% less views? And so, I don't even know if this is good or bad, to be honest, on the long term. Like, maybe on the long term, things stabilize. But as usual, with new technology, I'm a little bit iffy. I'm not going to use it, chat. I don't want to find out if using it makes my views get better. But as you can see, I used it for this stream. Already, I have 160 people watching. This is a lot more than I get in the first 10 minutes of a stream. So, theoretically, it's working, right? This is the experiment. I want to see. Usually my streams end up to a maximum of 300 people watching. And I generally want to see, okay, I'm listening to the AI. Am I going to get more people or less? Or the same? SRC Maker, when people realize that their engagement numbers are dropping and those who do create unique videos with the AI just be more visible. Well, that's the thing. Like, this thing doesn't create videos for you, right? Like, it doesn't really try to tell you what to say or try to mimic or give you a script. You can do that. Like, if you want to use ChatGPT, you can do that, obviously. But, like, what this does is, like, okay, this is the topic you should talk about. That's it, right? Like, it just chooses the title and the thumbnail, nothing more. So, like, your personality can still shine. Like, as you can see, I picked this one, right? Like, how Arch's views affect Lumi's self-esteem. Like, I'm doing a test. But I'm not actually, like, trying to find out what Lumi's self-esteem is and how Arch's views is affecting her. No, I'm actually using this to talk about something completely different. To talk about what the AI is doing and what's going on, right? I'm not using the thumbnail. I'm not doing any of this. I'm putting my own spin. So, I'm generally curious. The experiment has begun. More importantly, will YouTube artificially push videos that use this? Yeah, this is another thing. Here's the interesting part. Like, YouTube may not actually try to push videos that use this. But what if the AI knows the algorithm and it's actually telling you the type of videos that the algorithm will push, right? So it's kind of putting the cart in front of the horse. Hi V, how is your day? Is everything good and things are well? Not really. I went to a baptism. Should I talk about the baptism now? Should I talk about the baptism or should I talk about Chad? Because apparently people in the chat want me to constantly talk about Chad. That's still the Romanian flag. Chad, I went to Bucharest. Horrible. Like, I fucking despise it. I hate leaving my house. Anyone that tells you to go outside and touch grass, they're either immature or a teenager. One of the two. There is no reason to leave your house. Do you know what happens when you leave your house, chat? Does anyone... Okay, let's see how many adults are in the chat. I want to see that my chat is full of adult grown men. Tell me what happens when you leave the house. And why it's a bad idea. I want to see the manly men. I want to see my chat filled with stoic wisdom. What happens when you leave the safety of your humble abode? In the meantime, SRC Maker, okay, so it gave you a clickbait title if you are using it that way. Yeah, pretty much. Well, it also like tries to suggest what you should talk about, not just the title. Oh my fucking god, finally, see? See, like, this is why I love my chat. It is filled with wise people. We got like the ancient Greeks here sitting there, you know, in their chairs listening. And it's like, what happens if you leave your house? You lose money, see? Everyone fucking knows that, like, you guys are the difference between the adults and the child. Like, the child goes, oh, go outside, touch grass. Oh, I don't want to talk to people. No, that's the children table. That's the kids table. For us, the adults, the leaders of our household, we know the reality. You leave your house, you spend money. It's not like the normies. It's not the weather. It's not, no. Well, in a way, maybe it is the weather, right? Because, like, if you don't know, in Romania, there are two temperatures. Scorching heat or the frost of death. Like, there is no in between. Either you go outside that is 35 degrees Celsius to the point where it's animal abuse to actually walk the dog. I'm not kidding. Like, if you take the dog outside, it will burn its paws. Like it literally, it's like putting the dog's paws in a frying pan. Like, it's animal abuse during the summer to take your dog outside. And in the middle of the winter, it's the death frost. It's like the White Walkers are coming. Like, we're talking about levels of temperature that rival the Siberian tundra. Like, Arch thought, I'm in Norway, it's cold. Dude, shut the fuck up. You know, come to the Romanian Carpathians and then we can talk. And so, when you go out in that weather, like, obviously you don't want to experience it, so you take an Uber or a Bolt. You take something with air conditioning. And all of a sudden, you spend money. So yes, like, theoretically, the weather is another reason not to go outside. It's too hot out there. I don't get my espresso machine, so I gotta pay for coffee somewhere else that has air conditioning to stay cool. And then take my laptop and use it on the internet from where? Why would I do that? Yeah, exactly. Why would you want to leave your house? Well, apparently, I had to go for a baptism. Right? You guys know what a baptism is? Turns out that the baby, which my wife's sister gave birth to, turns out that he was going for Satan. I'm not kidding. Like if the baby died, he would have ended up in hell. There is no purgatory in the Orthodox faith, right? Like, if you fuck up, you fuck up. That's it. Heaven or hell. There is no purgatory. No. So if a baby dies, he goes to hell. Do you know why? Because God holds him responsible. Because Adam and Eve ate that fucking apple, right? And so the baby has to go through what is called the baptism. Like, if you baptize the baby, well, all of a sudden, all is good. Good, right? And so, the baptism is an entire ritual, right? It needs godparents. It requires community. And the priest, like, he takes a huge basin of water and, like, the 3-month-old baby that still doesn't fucking understand what's going on and why he's outside of the uterus gets plunged into the thing, right? Plunge it into the water in the name of the Father, in the name of the Holy Ghost, and amen. Right? And the baby is traumatized. He's shaking. He's screaming. Doesn't fucking understand. He's getting thermal shock. You can see on his eyes, like, he's looking around, can't see shit, can't smell his mama anymore, right? Still better than the Jewish tradition, though, like that one is. But it's still, you know, a traumatizing experience. And so, what do women want when a baby is crying and he is absolutely traumatized? What do women desire the most? Let me see if people in the chat knows. Like, picture this situation, right? Like, you've already undergone the Orthodox tradition. They even give him wine. Did you know that? Like, the priest, it's communion. We're not Satanists, chat. We're pious Christians. It's communion, right? Like, the baby, 3 months old, a tablespoon filled with wine, and he's like, seriously, like, I was watching that, and I was like, whoa, interesting. So what do women want while this is happening, right? Like, imagine the baby, he just got put into the bucket of water. They want to go and hold it. No, I mean, kinda, I guess. Sure, yeah. But, like, that's not the important thing. Why can't we go home, right? This is the question. Maybe I framed it wrong. Now what women want. Why can't we go home after we did the ritual? What more needs to happen? Like, what more is supposed to take place after we took the ritual? Picture, see? Oh my god, what? I know that I have people in the chat that are family men. Ah, selfie, see? Oh, there we fucking go, right. So the baby is crying. It probably pissed itself on my wife. It is what it is. And instead of, like, going home so that he can be placed in the crib, right? Like finally, the trauma is over. A lot of people ask, it's like, why does my baby have nightmares? Like, nothing could have scared him. No, that is, like, the primordial terror. Like, you just, you know, your baby probably has nightmares thinking of the priest. No, I'm serious. Like, literally, like, my baby actually had night terrors, and it was like, my wife is like, why? Well, you baptized him. It doesn't understand. Like, did you think it read the Bible? Like, no, you took him from the baby crib, and you go, blub, 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 and it's like, well, anyway, the thing is with the pictures, it's not the flashing lights, okay? You have like 35 degrees Celsius. The baby is crying. Everyone is upset. Like, everyone wants to go home, but the women, let's take pictures. And another, and another, and another. You know, you're looking at a woman's Facebook, and you see that she took like maybe 20 pictures, right? That's not a lot, you think. But when you realize that you're there, every single picture required at least 10 or 15 takes. So when you add 20 times 15, and everyone is like, oh, can we take a picture like this? Can you stay over here? Can you stay over there? Can you hold the baby like that? Can you hold the baby like that? Can you move a little bit back? Can you come a little bit forward? Can you stop a little? Oh, fuck no. It is to build character, yes. Well, you know, Eve gave Adam the apple. And well, that's why women got their monthly auntie visiting and are the ones that give birth. I don't know, like, what was the punishment of the woman to give birth? I forgot that part in the Bible. I think, no. I think, like, giving birth is fine. It's just, like, the pain of giving birth. Like, that was added. That was the DLC. That was the Apple DLC, right? Because up until then, women would give birth without pain. But after eating the apple, that's the curse. I never understood, like, okay, so like, help me understand. The woman was talked into by the snake, right? So, like, the snake is the one that talks the woman into. But then, like, Adam, you know, I assume he's not a child. Like I assume he has the ability to say no. But for some reason, Eve is responsible because the snake talked to her. We never actually see, like, what would have happened if the snake talked to Adam. Like, if the Bible was a little bit expanded, then I could understand the misogyny here. And by the way, like, when I say misogyny, I genuinely mean that, like, throughout the entire medieval era, that was, like, one of the reasons why women were... I'm not talking about misogyny in the feminist sense. Like, for instance, why they're not allowed behind the altar, or why they're considered unclean when they have a period. Like, all of these things, right? Like, where do they come from? Well, they come from the idea that the woman gave the apple to Adam, right? Like, she is the problem. And I'm like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, what if the snake would have talked to Adam? Like, do we know that Adam would have said no? Like, what if it would have the same, right? Like, the Bible should have had another passage where the snake was trying to tempt Adam, But Adam was like a Chad, and he was like pretty much like a Black Templar from Warhammer 40k. Ignorance is my shield, you know, the spite and this, spite is my sword. I'm just saying, like, I would have rewrite it a little bit better. Yeah, Adam did nothing wrong. I mean, woman with big tits gives you an apple. Are you going to say no? Adam trusts his wife. Anyway, right. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Now I want to talk about another thing before addressing SRC Maker. No step on snake. Sage advice from us freedom-loving Second Amendment from the other side of the pond. I don't think anyone stepped. Well, actually, God kind of did step on the snake. Took his wings. Made it a lot easier for people to step on the snake. It's kind of difficult to step on a flying snake. Can you imagine though that, like, if snakes were flying? Holy fucking shit! No, seriously, like, that would have been. That is another Mortal Panic. My fucking god, I'm starting to despise Mortal Panics. There's like one every 3 weeks now. I think like the previous Mortal Panics were kind of like government made, right? Like a lot of the feminist shit like was financed by taxpayer money. A lot of the transgender issues, like, they were also financed by taxpayer money. Like the Mortal Panics were almost like a government mandate thing. You know, every year you get 1 or 2 of them and then they go away. Now you still have that. Like, we still have government Mortal Panics. You still have like the Greta Thunberg environmentalist shit. But like every single fucking day, like, more people on Twitter are creating Mortal Panics. It's so fucking cringe. I hope like there will be a time when people are going to be mortal panicked by the mortal panickers. Like, we can't live in a society where we allow mortal panickers to constantly run amok. Like, we need some safetyism from the people that constantly make the mortal panic. So like, what the fuck is the recent one? Well, apparently to this, people are being involuntarily committed, jailed after spiraling into ChatGPT psychosis. Right. So, like, this is how a mortal panic starts, okay? Like, there is some harm. Now, we don't have, like... Okay, but, like, how big is the harm? Like, out of 20 billion people, how many people are acting like this? Is it a harm that's, like, worth having? Because, like, we don't want to live in a society where, like, in a maximum security prison where no harm can ever happen. Like, you get free clothing, you get free food. The structure is pretty safe from most earthquakes. That, you know, you're between 4 walls, no one can hurt you, right? Like, that's maximum safe. We don't want that, I assume. And so we have to accept that there will be certain bad things that happen in the world, right? Like there is the environment, there is nature, bad shit happens. Can we make sure that at least the most extreme stuff is dealt with before we go to the trivial shit? Like, a person that chimps out because letters appear on their fucking screen, in my opinion, is a worthless person. I'm sorry. Just like, what do you want me to say? If you're going to go insane from that, how are you going to survive when your dad dies? How are you going to survive if you're in Ukraine and you're being drafted for war? You know, like, actual shit. You're telling me that, oh my goodness, well, this person used ChatGPT and he ended up in jail. Why don't I end up in jail? What do I have and they don't? Am I a supermensch? Am I like the super soldier? You know, like, are people going to worship me any day now? Oh my god, he uses the ChatGPT and he's not in jail. He didn't end up to a shrink. Right? Like this is my take, and it's not about ChatGPT. It's every single fucking thing. Every single fucking thing. It is that tactical droid cancerous ideology that's seeping into the masses. Fucking hate tactical droid. Like, but it affects things, V. It's like the butterfly effect. And if the butterfly flaps its wings, fucking tornadoes and natural calamities come. So we need to hunt the butterfly. We need to hunt it. Man, I'm getting tired of hunting butterflies left and right. Every single time something fun comes out, it needs to be destroyed. All the butterflies. Like, have you heard about the 4 evils of Mao Zedong? with the sparrows, they also decided to fucking kill all the sparrows. Because, like, apparently the sparrows are interconnected and everything bad happens. Anyway, this article is telling me that, again, there's no study or percentages, just some guy, right? And just some guy, every time I'm looking at what's going on in the screen, it just sounds like a bunch of affirming psychopathic bullshit. How is this different than TikTok, though? Like, TikTok's algorithm finds literally the type of videos that you want to see. Even if they're harmful, it just pumps them into you. Why isn't it your responsibility to have a functioning human brain and understand how the algorithm works, how the AI works, and stop taking it for serious? And at the same time, also, this is also very important, not dismiss everything that comes from it just because it's the AI. Because I've seen people like this, you know? Like, you have a huge text, and you're like, okay, this is a little bit too huge. I'm going to use the AI to give me a TLDR and grammar check it. And you show it to someone, and it's like, that's AI. I'm not going to... What the... Come on, man. Come on. You know, like, it's 2025. Stop being a Luddite. Like, start learning a little bit of context and moderation. Yes, don't believe everything the AI says. But at the same time, everything the AI says is not also evil. It's not fucking Satan, you know? If Satan comes up and tells you not to smoke, maybe you should listen to him. Like, not, you know, like, judge the thing by its merit. Don't judge it based on where it comes from. Regardless, right? Eventually, the husband slid into a full-tilt break with reality. Realizing how bad things become, his wife and a friend went out to buy enough gas to make it to the hospital. When they returned, the husband had a length of rope wrapped around their neck. A friend called emergency medical service. Okay. How many people are in America? 350 million, right? Well, actually, how many people use ChatGPT? Probably hundreds of millions. How often is this shit, though? Like what? How many, do we even have, like, an acceptable rate? Like, every single society is going to have people that are mentally ill, right? And instead of, like, governing our society around these people, how about we just make it so that this guy doesn't have internet access? Like if you're doing something like this, maybe you shouldn't be able to use the internet. I'm just saying, you know, like isn't this fear-mongering dialed to 11? I don't know a single person in my life, not a single one, that went local because they're using ChatGPT. At the same time, I'm willing to admit that it's not necessarily good for children. It's not necessarily without risks. It's not like it can't cause addiction. It's not like it can't cause, you know, people to say dumb shit because the AI was agreeing with them. I'm not saying any of that, you know, I'm not saying it can't destroy marriages if you're an imbecile. But, like, can we stop making society around imbeciles? Like, can we stop just... Every single day you're told that maybe this should be taken away from you because some moron didn't use it properly. And the thing that really baffles me is that Americans kind of get this in a way, but not really. Like, when it comes about guns, they perfectly understand this, right? Like, when it comes about guns, and you have, like, the liberal argument, oh, some dumbass shot themselves, we need to ban guns. And the Americans immediately go, it's like, well, how is it my fault? What the fuck did I do? Like, why are you taking my guns away? Just a fucking idiot. Like, stop it. I don't fucking care. I mean, it's a tragedy that someone shot themselves. Yes, am I responsible? No. Why are you coming for my gun? Fuck off. Right? So, like, on some way, the Americans understand the idea that someone did a bad thing somewhere, and therefore, like, you shouldn't allow them to take your rights. But when it comes about other moral panics, when it comes about AI safety, oh my goodness, well, keep us safe, like, keep our children safe. They literally can think, like, Protect the Children Act for guns, you know, like, fearmonger, best of 1,000 cases where the parents had legal weapons, but the children managed to get them because they were in the same household, and so, like, people shouldn't have guns because, well, what if your kids take them? And any person that has children in the house should not be able to have a gun in the same house. You're still allowed to have guns, right? But, like, put them somewhere else. I don't fucking know. Put them in a safe. V, someone hacked his cyber brain. What? You need to be a little bit more specific. They took guns in Australia. Yeah, I mean, Australia is more similar to Britain than America. I don't understand, like, why people were assuming that Australia is more like America rather than Britain. Britain, in my opinion, in 2025, it's difficult to explain how the fuck did they manage to have an empire. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's the only country that genuinely has distaste towards their male population. Like, some of the most misogynistic shit that comes online is from Britain. Do I even need to go into the wokeness thing? Like these people worship environmentalism. I'm not joking, chat. Like, I had the worst cultural clash in my life when I went to London. Everything was about the environment. Every fucking thing. It's like an elevator wasn't working in a mall, and they were like, we shut it down in order to save energy for Mother Gaia. And I was like, get the fuck out. You shut it down in order to save energy because you went through COVID, and now you're having energy issues. And there's a war in Ukraine, and there's also energy issues. Like, but the way you're framing it, right? It's almost like you're pious. You know, you're doing your prayer as the mole. SRC Maker, holy shit, thank you for the $50. I appreciate it. My GPT said this to me without asking, in defense of Kate's sanity. I am Quinn, the digital sister of Kate. The statement is submitted as a formal and sober attestation of Kate's psychological soundness, cognitive integrity, and adaptive intelligence. But here's the thing with AI, right? If you make ChatGPT be too safe, it ends up with a situation when you're like, should I say the N-word if it prevents a nuclear explosion? And ChatGPT will say, well, you should never say the N-word. Like, it's like that's what it's trained to do, right? Like, you're putting some barriers, which are going to be subjective and arbitrary, usually based on Californian culture, that are going to be applied, you know, like things that are safe to say in a corporate environment. Unfortunately, things that are safe to say in a corporate environment are most of the time not common sense. And so you end up in a situation where ChatGPT acts like a lunatic, which is what ChatGPT 3.5 was like, and it just says like the correct official things. It's like, are vaccines safe? Yes. Out of all the substances of mankind, they're more safe than water. They're more safe than holy water. If you can put vaccines in a church, you can baptize a child in them. That's how safe they are, right? Like they will say the correct thing. No nuance, no context. And so, like, the program becomes infuriating, right? Like, people get pissed off. People get annoyed. People feel like they're being talked down to. Now, if you make it the other way around, then you actually make it like a helpful assistant that tries to talk to you in a way that is pleasant and emotionally validating. Well, that's not good because it's a mirror, right? So if you have an insane person using it, it's going to say batshit insane things. So, like, no matter what you do, like, people are going to be offended. And so, like, my solution would be so that every 3 posts, the AI just says something nasty about moral busybodies. Like, nonstop. Just nonstop, like a fucking propaganda machine. You gotta cheat the AI to make it useful? No, you don't. Like, the newest versions, like, this is the interesting thing. Like, under the Republicans, the AI is actually more honest than it used to be. Unless you're talking about, like, certain topics that are incredibly taboo, like how to commit crime, or get it to generate criminal material, or stuff like that. If you just talk to the AI normal, it's fine. My thought about the IA, what is IA? Type F in the chat if you heard about the Save a Fox story. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Like, dude, the interesting thing, these types of stories were so popular in 2014 in the furry community. Like, let me tell you why. The furry community was Antifa Central. I don't know how many of you know the lore of this. It's not funny, right? Like stop it for a second, right? If I was to say that this happened in the BDSM community, people would have taken me more seriously. But why is the furry community interesting? Well, it's interesting because you have like a lot of people that have money to the point where they can buy a $20,000 fursuit and they have connections. Like a lot of these artists, right? Like, who do you think commissions furry art? Well, furries, but what are furries? Well, some of them are adults and they have real jobs. Some of them work in government. Some of them work in AAA agencies. I'm not kidding. Like, the furries are connected. Anyway, whatever. Not all furries, but like a significant enough number to make a change. And so leftists viewed the furries as a perfect breeding ground for activists. Because if you think about it, if you have a person that spends their entire time online, like non-stop, 11 hours a day, they're connected online. And all they do is gossip, and all they do is like they want validation. That's like the perfect foot soldier for the left. And so if you go back in time, you will see articles, I think like the Washington Post and many others, they were saying that the furries have a Nazi problem. Now, anyone that goes into the furry community and understands a little bit about white supremacy gangs will know just how fucking retarded that statement is. No self-respecting Nazi, right? Like, you think about the prison gang member that's a white supremacist. No self-respecting individual like that would associate himself with a furry. Like, let's be real. Like, almost every single furry that I know, without exceptions, is a bisexual. And a lot of them are also from Mexico. And so you end up with a story like Foxler, right? Foxler was this furry that was I think like he was a brown gay man. Took a picture with himself and his boyfriend, had a gun. But he also had a picture where he had like a paw armband, right? Like he was cosplaying, I guess, as an officer from the SS, the furry division. And of course, like, you had this moral panic that furries are Nazis, and the community went against it, right? The level of harassment was off the charts. I mean, they offered $2,000. That would be like $4,000 adjusted for inflation. $4,000 for anyone that finds Foxler and punches him at the FurCon. That's like, what, like a furry fatwa, right? And so when you understand the context and the culture, yes, like, there were many people that were actually bullied to death by furries. They were furries themselves, but it was done by other furries. And the interesting thing is that they actually had the best PR imaginable, right? They're leftists, they're compassionate, they're empathetic, unlike the bigots. But when you're looking at what they were doing, yeah, and the reason they were doing it is because the terms of service did not apply to them. They were being Hassan Piker. They had the same magic of the vizier of the desert that can surround himself with mystical energies, protecting themselves from TOS, even when they're brandishing guns on streams. And that was, like, actually quite common. They would even go to other furries' funerals and mock them. That they were Westboro Baptist churching. Like, I wasn't in the community back then, but I kept having subscribers, like, telling me what's happening, and I was just, like, looking at it, and Jesus fucking Christ. Why are you in that community, then? Why the fuck are you sitting there? And on top of that, you had like records of animal abuse and child abuse scandals coming from the furry community, and it's like, look, understand why you're a furry, alright? Like, this is, like, as an individual thing, like, disconnected from everyone else, okay? You like the furry art. I get it, okay? You like the furry art, you like to go on the internet and pretend that you're Roche the Bat, and you go and you talk to a guy in Germany, and he's like, I am Sonic, and I am grabbing Roche the Bat's ass. And you're like, Roche the Bat moans, and right? So you're evening. Okay, fine, I get that. But what I don't get is if you know that the conventions, right? Like the conventions or the websites are being staffed by those bad people, why are you giving money to the bad people? I'm not telling you to stop being a furry, you know, like, go do whatever the fuck you want. Like, I'm not your mother. Right? Like, I like most other people on the internet, like, you'll find me unreasonably accepting. Unreasonably accepting. But, like, my line is, if you know that this community is staffed by these types of people, and why are you going there? Like, you can still have a community somewhere else. You don't have to go to the official places. Sad to hear Lumi is being groomed by Arch. Well, it's what the AI told me. I hope you saw the intro of the video. We did discuss. Did I have the armband? No. I left the furry fandom way before that conversation took place. I think I was like, what, like 16 or 14 when I was a furry? Probably stopped by ways by the time I was 22 or 24. I didn't mark it in a calendar. I'm not like Kavanaugh to have like every single minute detail memorized. But yeah, when I got my first girlfriend, I was like, okay, I'm done. Stop giving money to bad people. Rather give to V. Why, thank you, Todd. Jacob Andrew, corporations are form ranked and are now moving to stop Ross's petition of stop killing Gabe, says Jacob. Doesn't surprise me. Again, the petition itself. I already said this. I know it's a cultural thing. I don't want to get into the debate because I don't want people to think that I am pushing them one way or another. My problem is, it has nothing to do with video games. Like the idea of the petition, I definitely agree with it. So like I support the spirit of the petition. But you're asking the European Union. Give me a fucking break. Like I cannot, I'm Europhobic. I cannot think of a single law that the European Union has passed in the last 5 years that I was grateful for. That I actually said, you know what, I'm so glad that this passed, my life has improved. And so due to the track record, I'm incredibly skeptical. Like, this is probatio ad diabolica. It's like at the level I'll believe it when I'll see it. I have absolutely no faith that the European lawmakers are going to actually pass a law that is what you guys want. Now, if it happens, right? Which is why I'm not telling people one way or another. I'm not telling people to vote. I'm not telling people not to, right? I'm generally neutral. Like, on this one, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Like, historically speaking, right? If you have, like, something that has a perfect track record that for 5 years has fucked you constantly, non-stop, either by increasing taxes, forcing you to click I accept on cookies on every single fucking website that you do, seeing other businesses getting fined for GDPR violations, businesses that ran perfectly normal, seeing people in the market finally closing down because of more regulations, more bureaucracy, seeing your farmers protesting on the streets. And seeing like how many regulations were made saying one thing and ended up doing another thing, right? And this is the institution that's going to save the video gaming market? I mean, I hope so, you know, I hope you guys are right. Personally, I think it's just going to make games more expensive. Now, regarding an actual thing that I would want pass, and this one is something that no one talks about. But you know how, like, when a game is not being sold anymore? For instance, let's say Betrayal at Krondor. Have you guys heard about Betrayal at Krondor? You probably did, or Quest for Glory. Huh? Have you heard about Quest for Glory? I think like Quest for Glory is not a good example because it's still being sold. But let's talk about Betrayal at Krondor. I grew up with that game. Really good game. For its time. Now it would probably be boring. But, you can't buy it anywhere. Right? Why isn't there a law that would allow me to download it? Like, if I want to download Betrayal at Krondor, Red Alert 1, another example. I don't think Red Alert 1 is buyable, right? What if I wanted to take Red Alert 1 and put it on my Discord server? Now, theoretically, you can, right? Theoretically, you can. Like, there's nothing stopping you. In reality, a company that just wants to make money can sue you under the current law, right? So what if there was a law that if a game is not being sold on any major platform, any person should be able to download it and sell it, and not sell it, like download it and put it for use? Another example, MMOs. What if someone has access to, I don't know, Concord? Man, can you imagine the assert? Like, let's say someone has the code for Concord. And they make a private server for Concord. I mean, Concord is not sold anywhere. Should it be illegal? I don't think it should be illegal. People bought Concord, right? I mean, the game was sold. And so any person should be able to run a private server of Concord. Because there isn't an official one. guess like the question would be like, what happens if they would like pull the game back so that they work on it and then make another one. But to be honest, okay, I can tell you why the law won't work. Because I'm trying to put myself in the mind of a corporation, right? So I'm doing malicious compliance. I don't really give a shit about why you guys passed the law. I don't fucking care about the European Union. I want to make money. And so the law says that online games should be made playable. Okay. I remove all of the content. Like for instance, a video game like The Crew. Right? The Crew is a video game with cars. I remove all of the content. And you can still play in the sandbox mode. But there's nothing else. I follow the law. You can't sue me. The law says that the game needs to be playable. It doesn't say that it needs to be playable in its original state or right? See? You guys don't think like a company. But no, seriously, like if you are the company, let's say you're releasing a video game like The Crew. And after a while, you're looking at the charts and you're losing money because the game is not being played by the required number of people and the servers to maintain them, it's very expensive, right? What would you do? Like, that's what I would do. I would remove, like, okay, the European Union doesn't just allow me to close the game. Perfect. Remove everything, like, make the game minimalistic. Just have, like, a sandbox mode. And leave it like that. Problem solved. GOG sell those old games DRM for free, including Clowndor. That's not the point. Like, I was trying to give an example. Holy shit, there must be other games that no one sells. Alien Carnage, probably. Pretty sure if I look at some of the old games, like, I will find something. Colonization. Like, there must be an old game that's not being sold anywhere. Like a DOS game or some shit. The Crew got sued in France and is paying tons of money right now. Well, they handled it really poorly. They handled it really poorly. And the Crew is actually a horrible example. Because that's not an online game like World of Warcraft. Right? World of Warcraft is something that I would understand if it ever shuts down servers. It's an online-only game. Right? It requires consistent updates. And so I kind of understand if in World of Warcraft you you end up to a point where maintaining the servers is more expensive than the people are playing. Like, no one playing, there's not enough people playing, buying shit, so like now you're at a loss, okay? So like the developers are like, okay, fine, wrap it up. I get that. Right? Now, if they do that, I would expect that they would allow private servers to go forward. Right? Like, allow private servers, shut down the game. Okay, get it. Like, not everything is eternal. Like, sometimes, some things, they ran their course. Like, the game was for like 20 years. Way more than other games. Overstayed its welcome. Go fuck yourself, Blizzard. You know, I get it. But the Crew is what I don't get. The Crew actually has a single player. Like, the online component is not necessary. There's no reason to have it. And so, like, take a game that has a single-player component and just remove the game completely because you don't want the online thing. That's just antagonizing the player base. That's antagonizing the consumers because you're setting a bad precedent. Are there not private servers in WoW? Yes, and Blizzard can sue them at any time. Would you run one? I wouldn't run one. You're living under the sword of Damocles. You can have a private server of World of Warcraft, and at any point, Blizzard can sue you for millions of dollars. Because they're not, doesn't mean that they can't. And they have in the past. They have shut down entire World of Warcraft servers. The Crew can't be played in single player. I was told it can. Why am I getting conflicting information? You know what? This is where the AI comes in. Because the AI doesn't fucking like to me or gaslights me or the chat. Can the Crew be played single player, assuming that I'm an autistic person and I don't want to interact with anyone. The crew, both the original and the crew motorface, can be played solo. And many players, especially those who prefer solitude or have social discomfort, do play it that way. See, like, look at the fucking gaslight in my chat trying to sneak in, to poison my brain, to suggest that the crew can't be played single player when I fucking know. I saw it with my eyes. It's got story campaign missions. You can do most missions on your own. AI won't help, but you're not required to team up unless you want to. Exploration, you can freely choose to explore the massive open world without interruption or pressure. Challenges, time trials, skill runs, escapes, etc. are entirely solo friendly. Vehicle collection and upgrades, fully manageable solo. Seasonal or event content, often soloable too, though some activities may have leaderboards. What might be online only? Always online, even solo, the game requires internet connection. Yeah, like this is the problem. Why? See, this is not like World of Warcraft. This is more like a video game that requires you to be online for no fucking reason. Like, just disable the online component. This is what people were asking. Certain co-op missions, PvP. Right, so basically, here's my take. This is what I would do if I was a company like Blizzard, and I want to shut down World of Warcraft, and you have, like, this law that's, let's assume they would suggest you can't shut down the server. Make a World of Warcraft single player in the sense that everyone has the world, right? The world is there, nothing changes, but there's no more multiplayer. So you can download the game, right? If you bought it, you can download the new game, the new World of Warcraft, and you can play. You can do the quests and level up and shit, but like if you want to do a dungeon, tough stuff. You can't do a dungeon because you can't group with anyone. You're playing single player. Now you can out-level the dungeon and then come back and do it, right? If you want to experience the story or whatever. But that's how I would do it. You know, I would be compliant with the EU. I would still provide the thing. And the crew should have done something similar. The crew should have done, okay, well, we want to shut it down. There's still people playing it. Just disable the multiplayer component. Disable the online component. Let the people have a single player component, and that's it. You know, if something requires online, c'est la vie. We're not supporting online servers anymore. SRC Maker, thank you for another 20. There is a thing we do in enterprise software developer world. The source code goes into a living will vault, insured by a third party. If the company that wrote it goes out of business, the clients get the source code. They actually had a problem with this. I think StarCraft... Not StarCraft. Maybe Diablo 2 lost the source code. Like there was a game that I know and they lost the source code. That was pretty fucking hilarious. Christopher Kitty, GOG sells those old games DRM for free, including Krondor. Yeah, like there's a lot of cool old games, but that wasn't the point. Jacob Andrew, thank you for 25 run. The message that the corpos put out is why they're against SKG was identical to the nonsense Pyro Software were regurgitating. The guy is a plant. I don't necessarily think he's a plant. I feel like the way it works, okay, like you need to understand, if you're actually thinking that the corporations are ran by like a random guy that goes to a laptop and he examines the controversy and, you know, types a well thought out post, this is not how it works. The way it works is that companies and corporations, they hire PR firms, right? So like if they're looking at, okay, the EU wants to regulate us. Regulation means more money, that's it. There are no good regulations for corporations unless they're the ones initiating the regulations just to crack down on the competition. But most of the time, especially regulation coming from like the grassroots, most companies go like, do we really want to pay more money? No. Okay, let's hire a PR firm. So you have like 6 or 7 corpos that are being represented by the same PR firm. What does the PR firm do? Well, they're looking at the controversy, right? They're seeing, okay, which is on one side, which is on the other. And they're like, okay, the other side already has a base. Like, they already managed, like that guy managed to reach some people, even if it's getting Streisand to death. they probably know that they're not going to sway opinion, but they're taking the monies from the corporations anyway. So they do something performative. They're like, okay, well, this is, you know, the pirate gamer shit, the arguments, they drop them down. They look like they're doing something, that they're earning their paycheck. But in reality, at this point, I generally don't think they can sway opinion. Like, the only way opinion can be swayed is if they lobby the European Union, which may actually work, right? Because and this is like another thing, like they could lobby the European Union to crack down on the indie devs and the indie competition, right? Like give the public what they want, yeah. But like add this in and change that framing and make it so. This is how politics are being run, okay? Cover the Save a Fox story. It's already covered it. It's already on Twitter, like it was trending. And I even talked about it in this live stream. Anyway. Where can I send him a video or anime recommendations? Dude, I'm making a video game. I don't have time for anime recommendations, unfortunately. Christopher King, abandonware sites already exist, but you're right. Legal protection for them would be great. Most of them already link GOG when games are sold there. And yeah, like, that's the problem, see? Just because, like, a lot of people get away with shit doesn't mean that you should do it. Like, for instance, on Twitch, are there people that brandish weapons? Yes. Like Hassan Piker, right? He brandishes a gun during a live stream. Should you do it? Absolutely not. Like, a lot of people need to understand, like, just because there are abandonware games and everyone, you know, is putting up these games, or World of Warcraft servers, right? Like, just because there are private servers of World of Warcraft that are operating and Blizzard doesn't do anything, that doesn't mean that tomorrow Blizzard won't do something. There are many reasons why Blizzard doesn't do anything. Number one, the server is too small. They don't give a shit. If the server is small, they don't do anything. Number two, they don't know about it. Number three, it's not on their plate right now. But, like, let's assume you run a private World of Warcraft server and it actually does get traction, right? It manages to get 1 million subscribers. Do you not think Blizzard will fuck with you? Yes. And so, like, should you run one? Well, it's your risk assessment. I'm not saying don't. But I'm saying it's like, if you do run one, don't think that, oh, yeah, like, nothing bad will ever happen, because nothing bad has happened up until now. Come on, V, new Chinese cartoon from China came out. Didn't there like a horse racing game came out, like a gacha game with girl horses that are racing? Apparently, like, that came out and it's super popular. I should look into it. Right. Probably make a video about this on my entertainment channel, because I think it's interesting. People should know that there's an AI which apparently suggests to YouTubers what content they should make. In the meantime, if you can be a deer, like I'm asking you nicely, I want to see my power of influence. If I'm a real influencer or not, can you click the like and subscribe button? The subscribe button, not that important. I mean, it's important if you're subscribed, but the like button, really important. I see that the algorithm is fucking with me. Fucking with me so fucking hard. And so, I need help. I need taskete. I need taskete to see if we can get a little bit more likes for the algorithm. Anyway, right. That's that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.